11. Short and sweet, the work of regression therapy, with its ever-present themes of illness, loss, grief, and death, can often feel quite heavy. Humor provides a balance. Life lessons are not restricted to difficult experiences, they are also found in the lighter moments. Some may even seem so frivolous that we do not give them the attention that they deserve. But they, too, have much to teach us, and they can be therapeutic in their own right. One summer, I was teaching a training course at the Omega Institute. The past and present lives that we were exploring happened to be particularly stressful, and as a result the week proved to be even more emotional than usual. In the final moments of the last day, as the workshop was coming to a close, a young woman approached me with a very serious look on her face. I stopped to spend a moment with her, sure that she was about to ask me something profound. In a quiet voice, she asked me the question that had been on her mind. "Do you know who you look like?" Her question surprised me, but I answered that I did not. Without a hint of a laugh, she replied, "E.T. You mean, the extraterrestrial?" I thought that I had misheard her. "Yes, E.T. I was convinced that I had not understood her correctly. "You mean, the little guy who rode the bike across the moon?" I asked, pantomiming pedaling a bicycle. "That's right." Thinking back on it now, I wish I would have asked her for more details. What about me, exactly, resembled E.T.? In what way did I look like that small alien? But at the time I was too perplexed to even respond, and I just walked away. Perhaps that brief encounter had transpired in order to provide me with a lesson in humility and ego. Perhaps there was some deeper significance in her metaphor that has not yet revealed itself to me. Or perhaps I just needed a good laugh after a very long week. Whether humorous or serious, this chapter illustrates how apparently simple events can contain the seeds of deep truths and wisdom. These stories may be small, but their effects and implications are nothing short of powerful. Apples of one's eye. I recently attended your workshop in South Florida. At the very beginning of the event, you were mentioning that you'd sign books at the end and only one per person, for time's sake, and that instead of personalizing each inscription, you would sign, "Love, Brian Weiss." I was sitting in the audience of about 900 people and thinking that, during the next break, I needed to phone my son to remind him to pick up our friend's dog from the kennel so that she wouldn't have to stay the following day. I was completely immersed in that thought. Then I came back to what you were saying, which was, for example, if you were to ask me to sign it for Apollonia. Our friend's dog's name is Apollonia, Apples, for short. I just loved it. Margie Samuels. There are no coincidences or completely random events. Everything has a purpose and a reason, even if we are not aware of it at the time. The name, Apollonia, popped into my mind, and it became my example. I guess Apples really wanted to leave the kennel. Something or someone impressed that name on my consciousness, and it came through very clearly. As a result, Apollonia has more than a personalized inscription in a book, she has an entire story. From apples we move on to celery. Celery clairvoyance. I attended your wonderful workshop in Los Angeles a few years ago. When we did the energy exercise in the afternoon, I partnered with Lisa, a woman sitting in front of me. I exchanged my wedding ring for her watch. Even before you started counting, I had a vision of a dolphin. Halfway out of the before you started counting, I had a vision of a dolphin, halfway out of the water, which was very playful and cute. I tried to ignore the vision as I felt it had come too suddenly to be valid, but the dolphin wouldn't go away. When hearing about it, Lisa had a big smile. "This is my favorite animal," she exclaimed. I was pleased and relieved that I had done a good job. I waited to hear what she had seen about me. She looked confused and almost apologetically said, even before we started, right in my face, I saw a big, green, juicy bunch of celery. She stretched her hands far apart and said, "I mean, really big." This sounded pretty funny, but I felt somewhat disappointed. I hated celery and couldn't think of any deep or noble meaning behind it. I got home around 7 that evening and was treated to a big, cold glass of juice. My husband recently had become a juice fanatic, creating his own recipes with fruits and vegetables. I started telling him the story with Lisa, and as I mentioned the celery, my husband ran to the refrigerator like a madman and came back with the most plump and juicy bunch of celery that I've ever seen. That very afternoon, at the same time that I had been doing the psychometry exercise with Lisa, he had been getting his juice ingredients at the market. He couldn't resist buying the celery bunch, being so impressed by its unusual appearance and size. We have been married for 22 years, and the wedding band that I had handed to Lisa has his name engraved on it. I will never look at celery the same way again. Sophia, the proof of our incredible psychic and mystical nature does not always have to be grand and cosmic. A magnificent meteor shower or solar eclipse has the same importance as a bunch of celery. We just need to know that we are gifted spiritual beings with intuitive abilities far beyond our everyday comprehension. Whether we learn this from heavenly visions or earthly vegetables does not matter. In the world of psychic phenomena, just like in the realm of subatomic physics, the usual limitations of space and time are transcended. We are capable of knowing events that are happening simultaneously even if they are geographically distant. Sophia's husband was eyeing the celery stalks around the same time that Lisa saw them, right in front of her face, at a workshop miles away. Sophia's story also emphasizes the truism that sometimes we do not recognize the importance of an event at the time that it is happening. Eventually, its significance will come to light. Sophia was disappointed by Lisa's vision of the celery until that evening, when her husband recognized the connection to the purchase he had made hours prior. Dave was likewise disappointed with his psychic perceptions until his psychometry partner revealed how perfectly accurate they were. Soulmate, this is a part of Zindagi Ki Roshni consultancy. It has been established for those who have lost someone and for those who are very sad in their life. About 100 PDF books and 20 short audio books of this topic will be sent to those who join it. This data will be sent to their email or WhatsApp. If you want to join this organization, then please send WhatsApp message to this number.